Hi, it's day 11, and today we're going to talk about the fork. Now, I don't know about you, but long before I held a pencil, I held a fork. Now, where does this fork come from? Well, I tried to look it up because, let's face it, back in the medieval days, people just ate with our hands. There were no forks. It wasn't until young Catherine de' Medici brought the fork to the royal courts of Europe that people started to use with a fork. The fork went from a little teeny thing with two prongs, then up to four prongs, and this is the utensil we see today. You know, it's funny that we're talking about forks today because Susan from Marietta, Georgia, sent me this little fork. Kind of cute, is it? This is actually called a diet fork, as there aren't too many of these around. I don't actually want you to run out and do this to your fork. You may hurt yourself. But I do want you to learn to think before you pick up your fork. You have to be in the right frame of mind for eating. Every time you eat, you have in front of you your plate of food, usually a napkin. You have a knife, a fork, and a spoon. This is how you eat. This is how you were taught to eat. Now, before you pick up the fork, I want to teach you how to put yourself in a mood for eating. I want you, and you make things as corny. Now, this works for me. I want you to count from 1 to 10 before you pick up the fork. I want you to get settled in your seat, get comfortable. I want you to look down at your plate. I want you to see the food you are going to eat. Think about the deal meal cards you can out for this meal. Look at the food groups you'll be eating in this meal. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then, I want you to pick up your fork. Now put food on a fork that is actually going to fit in your mouth. I see people eating out and they're shoving food into their mouths, and it's like we're going back to the Middle Ages. Cut the food till it fits onto your fork, and once you place the food on the fork, stick it in your mouth, and take the fork and put it down on your plate. And enjoy the food that's in your mouth. This is not the time you should be reaching over other people's plates or piling those food on your fork. This is the time you should be chewing the food and putting the fork down. Now, I chew my food 25 times before I swallow. You may find this funny or hard to believe, but it takes approximately 25 chews for the food to be the right size to go down your throat. Have you ever gulped something down and you feel like you have a big lump at the bottom of your stomach? Learn to chew your food into pieces that are easy to swallow. While you're eating, don't waste the stuff that next fork will end. Enjoy the food in your mouth. Savor the flavors. When you finish what's on your plate, put your fork down and let it stay down. Remember that we're learning portion control. There's an old saying that goes, we eat to live, not live to eat. Don't waste it for your meal. Make mealtime an enjoyable time. We can relax and really taste the food you're eating. Set aside enough time to sit down and eat without rushing. It doesn't have to be an hour. If you don't have it, but leave enough time to chew food slowly, swallow slowly, and relax. Let the fork work with you, not against you. It's a simple tool, just like your deal meal, to help you live a healthier life. So today we learned that the fork does not control you. You control the fork. You know when to pick it up. You learn when to put it down. And when you eat your next meal today, remember you have the power to control that fork and make it a positive thing in your life. Hi, it's me again. It's day 12, and it's another word day. Today we're going to talk about a word that will make you stand tall. Today's word is confidence. What is confidence? Well, first of all, it's a belief in yourself. It's a determination, a kind of nerve. If you don't have confidence, building it, well, that's not very easy. Sometimes things from our past affect the way we see ourselves and make it difficult to have confidence. Do compare yourself to others. When I was a kid, I was always compared to my brother. When he brought home A's and I didn't, my confidence level sunk right to the ground. A lot of times, if you grow up being compared to your brother or sisters as a child, you compare yourself to others as an adult. If you are comparing yourself to others now, I want you to stop. No one else has a special qualities and talents that you do. So try to compare yourself to someone else. Well, it's like trying to compare an apple to an orange. These two pieces of fruit don't look alike. They're not the same size or color. They don't even taste the same. So there's no comparison. Think of yourself at the same way. Each of us is a different person. We have different colored hair and eyes. We don't walk or talk at the same manner. So you can't really try to compare yourself with someone else. Now ask yourself this question. What is my confidence level? Is it high, medium, or low? If that's anything other than high, we have some confidence building it to do. Okay, I want you to get a mirror. Like this one. Take a look at yourself, a good long look at yourself, and say, I am a terrific person. I have goals in my life. I have positive things I want to do for myself, and I can accomplish anything I set out to do because I believe in me. Say, I believe in myself in this mirror a couple of times, and make sure you really mean it when you say it, because you have to believe in yourself if you want to accomplish your goals. Now, don't worry what other people think. Don't worry about living up with someone else with next expectation. The only person you have to concern about is you. Believe in yourself, and believe that you have it in you to take control of your life and accomplish what you set out to do. The only way you will fail is if you don't even try. Now, before I go today, I want to read an extract from this clever little poem that really tells a story about confidence in yourself. It's by Edgar A. Gift, and I think you will like it. Somebody said that it couldn't be done, but he was a chuckle replied that maybe it couldn't, but he will be one who wouldn't say no till he tried. So he buckled right in, with a trace of a grin on his steak if he worried to hit it. He started to sing he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. There are thousands to tell you it cannot be done. There are thousands of comfort-sized failure. There are thousands to point out to you one by one. The dangers that wait to assail you. So just buckle right in with a bit of a grin. Then take off your coat and go to it. Just start to sing as you tackle the thing that cannot be done. And you'll do it. So approach your day to day with confidence. Have confidence that you will get through this 12th day of the meal. This is the toughest part, but you are another day closer to reaching your goal. Remember, to be a believer means that you will be an achiever. As long as you have faith in yourself, I promise you, you will succeed. Somebody said that it could be done, but he was a chuckle of pride that maybe couldn't, but he would be one who wouldn't say no till he tried. Well, today we're going to talk about fat. F-A-T. You get that? Eating fat. You may think that it's your grandmother's fault. That is part of your family tree, but you know, for all the years I've been doing this, I've seen that fat people get fat because they eat fat. If you just had carrots and celery, you wouldn't be fat. I got fat because I ate fat. You got fat because you ate fat. I want to go over today some of the fats that we have let ourselves eat a lot of for a very long time. Okay, let's get our dealing cards, especially the fat cards. So these are the major fat in the American diet today. So your obvious fats are butter, margarine, mayonnaise, sour cream, cream cheese, sour dressing, and oil. Now let me show you oil. This is a teaspoon of oil. This is around 45 calories. Oil is one of the big dangers. You fry things in oil, so we get all those fried foods. A donut is fried bread. They're deep fried in huge fats of oil. A French fried potato has 80 times more oil than a baked potato. An eggplant parmesan, well, that just sucks up oil like a sponge. So oil is dangerous. You must measure it just like you must measure all the fats, because these calories count like no other. 6 nuts! Now, when was the last time you ate 6 nuts? This is one fat card. If you wouldn't mush up these nuts, it would look like oil, because that's what nuts are. They're the first piece of oil. Where'd you think of olive oil from? By mushing up olives, of course. So look up for fat in a sound form like this. Do you love bacon? I love bacon! What is bacon? Bacon is fried pork. It is sliced thin. If you look at it, right here, see the red stuff? Well, that's the meat. You see all that white stuff? That's the fat. It's just white bacon is on the fat card and not on the meat card. And when was the last time you ate 1 slice of bacon? You gotta be careful with the bacon. When you eat 1 piece of bacon, you have to move over 1 fat card. I bet you notice on this card, liquor. Liquor, wine, and beer is on this card, and you're saying to yourself, well, I never knew that wine or liquor was fat. Well, it isn't really, but the body thinks it is. When you drink liquor, the body uses it like a fat, which is why we put it on the fat card. Now let me show you. This is 3/4 of an ounce of scotch. Notice it's not a lot. So you're just having a big drink. You could use up lots of fat cards for 5 days. Maybe you didn't notice, or you've been too drunk to read your fat cards properly. So silver up and read it. The body tastes of liquor and thinks it's a fat, and that's how it uses it. There's no way to make it change its mind. Look, just 1 can of light beer can use up 3 fat cards. Here's a salad. You had 1 tablespoon of dressing. That's a fat card. So when was the last time you used 1 tablespoon of Thousand Island Ranch? This is your salad, and this is your dressing on the salad. 1 tablespoon hardly covers the top of the salad. But here in the 90s, we never had it so good, because now there's lots of products you can use. Well, it has no fat. There are non-fat salad dressings. Go for them. Try them out or make it your own. Now, I mix a little bit of vinegar, some salsa, and it's great on salads. You now have non-fat mayonnaise. Get it and use it. Cutting down on fat has never been easier. So there are no more excuses. Use those non-fat products when you can. When you're using fat, remember portions. Give your fat cards careful attention. Your weight loss depends on it. 6 nuts! Day 14, and you know what that means. It's story day. And do I have a wonderful story to tell you. It's about a lady named Gail, and she's from Westminster, Maryland. Gail is one of the busiest ladies I've ever met. She also had a life filled with many challenges, and let me read to you how she met some of those challenges. I'm a wife and mom. My boys are 11 and 13. I teach 3-year-olds on Tuesday and Wednesday, 4-year-olds on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. On Wednesday night, I teach adult GED English for the Carroll County Board of Education. I have an AA degree from Essex Community College, a BS from Towson State University, and a master's from Johns Hopkins University. Did I tell this lady was smart and busy, or what? The only thing she was too smart about was her weight. Gail never lost the extra pounds she put on over 2 pregnancies, and she continued to gain and blame it on her hectic schedule. That's familiar. Gail got so depressed about it all that she put away her scale so she didn't have to see how much she had gained over the last few years. She felt so strongly about refusing to weigh in that for 2 years, Gail wouldn't go to see her doctor for a complete physical. She wouldn't insist that she gets on the scale. Within a short period of time, Gail got some very upsetting news. She found out that both of her sons will need surgery. John, her 11-year-old, had to have an ear operation, and Vina, her 13-year-old, had a damaged aorta that had to be repaired. Well, Gail was devastated. She was still worried about her sons. She knew the months ahead would be very stressful. Could she handle it? Did she have the strength? Gail thought about her own health for a moment. She made a decision. to deal with her weight so she could deal with her boy's situation. Eric, I felt so unhappy. My body was tired of carrying around all that extra weight. I felt like an old lady. I started your life plan on January 13th, on Monday, of course. I had a lot going on in my life, but I was determined to do this. I've lost a total of 86 pounds. It'll be a goal in 15 pounds. I follow your food program and walk every single day. I also keep a journal of what I'm going to eat each day, as well as writing down my weight each week in shorthand, so no one else can read it. Your program makes me feel safe and secure. It's like a safety net to someone whose eating is normally out of control. By believing in myself and taking control of my weight problem, I'm strong enough to handle anything. Both my boys are doing fine and are very proud of their healthy mom. Well, I'm very proud of you too, Gail. You give us some tough paths to climb in your life, but you came through like the winner you are. Your boys are lucky to have a mom like you. Are you looking for a safety net, just like Gail? Do you need something to catch you on the days when you just can't hold on? Well, I want you to make Deal a Meal your safety net. Take hold of your wallet and cards and never let go. These are the things that will see you through the rough times, just like Gail. Don't use food to hide from your situations, please. Believe in yourself and take control of your life. Once you do that, well, you'll be able to face anything. You know, people like Gail are a source of inspiration for all of us. Her strength and courage can teach us that nothing is impossible, even though things were rough for her. Even though she was faced with serious problems in her family, she realized that if she let her health go, she could never be there when her sons really needed her. So draw strength from Gail and listen to the lessons she taught us today. Look within yourself to find the determination and willpower to accomplish your goals. Gail did it. You can do it too. Hi! It's weigh-in time again! Yay! I want to congratulate Patricia from New Britain, Connecticut, who weighed in and has lost 24 pounds. I want to congratulate Jan from San Diego, California. Well, she's lost 50 pounds. And Mary from Little Canada, and Mary from Little Canada, Minnesota, has weighed in with a weight loss of 10 pounds. Did you weigh in? Well, don't forget, it's important to keep track. Patricia, Janet, and Mary are making progress because they learned to make time for themselves. You know, there's one thing in this world that we all have. Whether we're tall or short, fat or thin, we all have the same amount of time allotted to us every day. I wonder who decided that. Was it Columbus or did I miss some time mixed out? But whoever it was, they decided to give everyone an equal share. Well, then how is it then that so many of us say we haven't got enough time when we have exactly the same amount as anyone else? And the thing about time is, well, you can't save it. Not even with all your labor-saving appliances can you get more than 24 hours in a day. That's it. No extensions, so you have to use up every 24 hours as it comes around. You can't put those hours in a bank and say, I'll use that time later when I have more time. Time doesn't work like that. It's like mercury. It's just slip through your fingers. Did you ever break down your day by the hour and see what you're doing with it? Well, let me show you this piece of paper. I took this paper and I numbered it from 1 to 24. We have someone working at my staff, and her name is Helen. Hi, Helen. Helen said I could break down her day for you. So here it is. At 1 o'clock in the morning, Helen is sleeping. She is married with 2 children and has 2 daughters. She gets up at 6 o'clock and she gets her kids ready for school, makes their lunches, and gets them breakfast. Now when her husband leaves for work, Helen sits down and eats their breakfast in peace. And quickly loads the dishwasher and dashes to the door for work. Now Helen works her 9 to 5. At lunchtime, she often brought bags that she has extra time to run for errands. And lunchtime is also when Helen plans her time. She plans her meal, and she makes her grocery list. After work, she comes home and makes dinner for her family. And then at 7 o'clock, while her husband watches television and the kids do their homework, Helen puts a Do Not Disturb sign on her door and exercises till 8 p.m. Afterwards, she spends time with the kids, watches the news, and then she goes to bed. Now maybe you don't have kids, or maybe you don't work, but I think it is a really great exercise for you to outline your day, just like this on a piece of paper, so you can see how you are using your time. Because everyone says that your biggest complaint is, hey, there's no time. There's no time to eat right. There's no time to exercise. And I'm telling you that there is time to do all that, but you have got to plan it. You have to grab it and use it in the moment. You heard that time? We'll always for no man. We'll learn our kids. This list will help you see where you're wasting time, where you might be at the same time. Or just things for your kids that they should be doing for themselves. Do you spend a lot of time on the phone or watching TV? Is it too much? Then cut it out. Let's make another list of all the things that you must have time for every single day. You must have time for you. You know that sometimes you skip breakfast, and then will you always still make time for lunch? Or you miss dinner, or you eat late? You must make time to eat. And also, you gotta make time to exercise. You must make time for yourself to think about your day. To feel good about yourself every single day. You have to find a couple of minutes to try and plan tomorrow, because right now, if you're overweight or you're out of shape, well then you're not planning for the future. You may be putting money in your savings account, or you may hide some change in a cookie jar for a rainy day. But your health has no rainy days. But you're planning your future for you and your family without planning for your future, then there's no future. Hey look, we don't know how long we're gonna be here. You heard the expression, well, if we're only here for a visit, then why not plan that visit and plan each day? I mean, you do it for a vacation, why not do it for your whole life? Your health depends on it. So how about it? Make the most out of every 24 hours by planning the important things first, so you can exercise, eat right, do your work, enjoy your friends and family, and try to take at least a few minutes every day just to do whatever you like. Something for fun. When you make time for you, believe it or not, you'll then have more energy for all those other things that eat up those 24 hours. Gosh, well, look at the time. I gotta run. Bye. Buongiorno! Today we're going to talk about pizza. Now, look at this box. With a blindfold on, you know what kind of box this is. This is a pizza box. Many of you have ordered a whole pizza, and you've been alone. Many have ordered an extra large pizza, and you promise yourself that you're only going to have one slice. But it's there, and it's all cut up for you. You can just pull it apart. Look, it's so easy to do. Now first I'm going to start with the pizza that most of you don't order. It's called plain cheese pizza. It's usually the first pizza on the menu, and you always pass it by. But let me just break this down for you. Okay, We got 2 bread cards for the crust, a vegetable card for the sauce, plus a fat card because there's always fat in that sauce. Trust me on this. Then you probably need to count 2 meat cards for the cheese. Can you believe it? And this is just for 1 slice of cheese pizza. What if they had 2 slices of this? Well, you have to double everything. That'll be 4 bread cards, 2 vegetable cards, 2 fat cards, and 4 meat cards. Okay, but now let's move on to what you really ordered. The combination pizza! Sometimes you go to a place where they let you make your own, and you get to point out all the things you want to have on it, and you stand there salivating as you point them out. Sausage, bell peppers, mushrooms, onions, olives, and can you put some more cheese on that, please? I mean, some people call this the ever sink but a kitchen sink pizza. Let's take a look at the cards for this. You need to count 2 bread cards for the crust, 1 meat and 2 fat cards for the sausage, 2 veggie cards for the sauce, and the vegetables you choose, plus the extra fat cards for the sauce. Then another 2 meat cards for the cheese, and that's just for 1 lousy slice of combination pizza. Now let me ask you a question. How many pieces of pizza have you had on your life? Now let me see, if I have to ask myself that question, I would actually say in slices, but I will probably have had 10,000 slices of pizza. Now if you're shoplifting at 1 slice of pizza, or 2 slices of pizza, or 1 combo slice, what if you multiply 10,000 by 400 calories? You'll get 4 million calories, which adds up to a whole lot of pounds. But please don't despair, because that was then, and this is now. So if you have some friends to say, come on, let's go out for pizza, don't panic, it's okay. But just eat 1 slice and enjoy every mouthful, and order a big salad to go with it. Believe me, no one ever got fat by eating 1 slice of pizza. But if you're absolutely, positively, in the mindset to have 2 slices of pizza, to order a vegetarian pizza and ask for light cheese so you won't use up all the calories. As the pizza was enough to worry about, now there's calzones as well. Now you order your pizza, it's all cut up in slices. But when you order a calzone, it looks like a pet rock you fed too much. There's twice as much crust and twice as much filling. You might not have enough carbs to deal with it at all. And you have to remember too, that the pizzas we've been talking about and showing you are just the regular thin to medium crust. But imagine a slice of pan pizza. They make it in deep pan so there's a lot of room for the really thick crust. You have to wash pots and pans for 7 hours to work it all. Now I know you're going to keep right on eating pizzas. Well, so am I. It will be almost un-American not to, but no more ordering home pizza unless you have 5 friends over to help you eat it. That they don't deliver pizza by the slice, you know, and by some vehicles, by some workers, wrap those slices individually and freeze them immediately. No more leftovers pizza beckoning from the fridge. I can say it is enough. Remember these words: portion control. You have to remember this at every single meal. Ciao! Day 17. So let's talk exercise. I know you have the life plan. I know you have the walking tapes. I know you have the exercise tapes. You may have all of my tapes. You may have every aerobic videos on YouTube. But I want to know one thing. Are you exercising? Have you made a commitment to make exercise a regular part of your life? I mean, we're already here at day 17. Have you had that to yourself for the 5th time? This time I'm going to do it. I've explained about your heart. We've talked about how fat can clog up your arteries. We've also talked about you can find time to put your head exercise in your life. But you're thinking in, are you actually doing it? Now, I'm not talking once a week. I'm talking about who want to see results. You have to be exercising 3 to 4 times each week. I'll show you how to break down your time. But you do have the fortitude and confidence to do this. Well, if you don't, I have something to show you. that I hope will help you today. A few weeks ago, I received a letter from a wonderful lady named Margaret at the Crestwood Nursing Home exercise class in New Jersey. She is the activities director there, and she told me that the residents were concerned about the physical fitness. Now you have to realize that some of these people are in their 70s and 80s, even some in their 90s. But here they are, wanting to exercise, wanting to have some type of fitness program so that they could increase the use of their arms and their upper bodies. So let's take a look at this little montage of some very remarkable people. First we have Irving, and he is 83 years old. And look at this lady. This is Estelle, and she is 94 years old. Here's Rocco. He's 76. Look at Margaret, 84 years old, and look at her exercise. Now you're hardly going to believe this one, but here's Julio, and he is 95 years old. And finally, we have Anne, and she's 89. Now you may not see this age, but you tell me that these lovely people can do it. If they could find the willpower within themselves to stay motivated about their physical well-being, do you think you can too? You don't have to be a fitness superstar. You don't have to lift hundreds of pounds of weights or try to run a marathon. You just have to put a simple exercise routine in your life. So if you have shove your aerobic tapes under your bed, or your walking tapes are collecting dust in a box somewhere, I want you to get them out and start using them. You see, I can't look over your shoulder. I can't force you to do this. So you will have to find it deep inside yourself to make this commitment. Just like these people did. You gotta get off the sofa and exercise. You've got the ability to do this. You've got the tools you need to do this. All you need now is the determination to do it. You know, they say, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Thank you so much, Mary, for sending us these beautiful pictures that I will never forget. Oh, you better duck! Here comes those negative thoughts! Oh, I just can't do this! It's too horrible! I'm just too weak! There's no way I can't succeed! I'm just no good! I know you say these things here to yourself. You just get on one of those negative tangents, and there's no stopping you. Ooh. So he goes, I can't, and I'll never start to pile up on your brain and put you in the worst mood possible. You become much more judgmental in yourself. You know, no one can be harder on you than you. No one can be rougher on you than you. And no one can be more negative about you than you. You criticize yourself, you put yourself down, and before you know it, you make yourself feel even worse. You just want to get in bed, pull the covers over your head, and hope that you just disappeared. When I started to have one of those days, I thought that food can make it all better. So I headed right for the refrigerator. Well, frankly, it made things a lot worse. Eating is not make negative thoughts. No way. Only you could do this. How? By replacing the negative with the positive. This takes a lot of practice. When your mind starts to head towards the negative thought, you have to nip it in the bud. Let me show you what I mean. You start to think, oh, this is going to be a terrible day. When you take that negative, catch it right away, and turn it into a positive. It's a brand new day, and I'm going to make the best of it. Let's do another one. I look awful today. Boy, what a sweet talker you are. Change that thought right away, too. I'm going to hop in the shower, dress in something colorful, and look great today. Okay, next one. This is my favorite. I don't do anything right. I've been a failure all my life. Now this one makes me, well, it makes me want to order a chili cheese dog and throw myself off the Tallahassee Bridge. Then let's turn to a positive. I will make smart choices today. I made mistakes in the past, but the future looks promising. Are you getting the hang of it? See what I mean about taking the negative thoughts to keep buzzing around in your mind and changing them into positive thoughts? Let's try one more exercise using some catchphrases that I'm sure that in your vocabulary. Let's see if we can change those negatives into positives. I can. I can. Now if. If means that you are not sure about something. Think if also implies you can't make up your mind. So stop saying if and start using the word when instead of saying if. If I can get this done, say when I get this done. Okay, let's try another one. Have you ever heard yourself use the phrase, why? I just think. Well, when you say this, you can convey to others that you don't have much confidence in yourself. If your vocabulary is filled with a lot of I don't think, what you're really saying is, I don't have much confidence in myself to have an opinion. So to change I don't think to I know. One more. Do you say to yourself, it's impossible, I'll never do that. If you do, then change that negative thinking to positive, I can do it. If you believe in yourself, then positive thinking will help you succeed. Try listening to yourself and find some of the negative thoughts you hit yourself with. Then replace those negative thoughts with positives and learn to use those positives in your thinking. Now this is not easy to do. You have to practice. But in the end, you'll train your mind to be a more positive thinker. Now you heard the old wise tale about throwing salt over your shoulder for good luck. Well, throw those negative thoughts over your shoulder and right out the window. Today, we're going to talk about patience. I'm sure you heard the saying, patience is a virtue, and this is because patience is really quite rare. It's hard to be patient, especially in today's fast-moving world. We want everything faster and sooner, and as soon as we get it, then we want to speed things up yet again. We want even quicker drawing nail polish, overnight mail delivery, fax machines, drive-through fast food places. We want to travel faster, graduate sooner. It's just go on and on. You see, never be satisfied. Patience is a virtue I like, an almost extinct one. Let's look at what Scholastic Children's Dictionary says. If you have patience, you can put up with problems and delays without getting angry or upset. I want to talk to you about being patient with yourself. This is vital when you're trying to lose weight. I know when you're doing all the right things you want to see the results now. But you know, it doesn't happen like that. I want you to be patient about losing the weight. And I want you to be patient about other people noticing you're losing weight. You need to be patient with the exercise and just stay with it, even if you don't see the results right away. Patience is one word I really had to learn when I was losing weight because, well, I lost weight many times. And I wasn't patient about it. I took pills. I took the shakes. I starved. I wanted it to happen so fast that patience was the last thing on my mind. I wanted it quick and I wanted it immediately. I'm sure like me, you know the results of impatient weight loss. It's the kind that doesn't last. In fact, it has improved time and time again that the faster you lose it, the faster you gain it back. I don't have to tell you how frustrating that is. And a combination of impatience and frustration added to the weight gain is enough to drive you crazy. Patience, slow, sure, healthy weight loss is a kind that lasts forever. So this could be the most important word of all. Be patient as long as you're following the steps, using your deal meal cards each day, making time every day exercise. You're leading in the right direction, and your patience will reward you if you're patient. So I want you to know that you truly lose this weight and be healthy. Patience is something that you must learn. So how do you learn patience? It's tough if you're naturally an impatient type. You need to do a lot of deep breathing and relaxing, especially if you're caught in the freeway traffic. Or her, if the checker, her in the grocery, he in the grocery line is lower than molasses. Patience will do wonders for your blood pressure. Now I know we talk about making time for yourself in your busy schedule, and I could just hear you say, "Hey Eric, for crying out loud, my day is just jam-packed enough as it is." Yet now you're telling me to slow down and be patient. Well, yes, I am. Because the truth is that sometimes being patient saves you a whole lot more time than the long one. The more you can practice this in your everyday life, the easier it will be for you to be patient with your weight loss, too. Let's say you only lost 1/4 pound this week, and you're feeling impatient, thinking that's not very much. Now wait a minute. See this cube of margarine? This is 1/4 pound. Look at that! This is not to be sneezed at, especially that it is 1/4 pound that you won't be gaining back. Every ounce is a step in the right direction, so please, do this slowly with patience in mind. By the way, do you know why patience is a virtue? Because it pays off. That's why. I remember when I was a kid, there was this wonderful lady, and everyone in my whole neighborhood loved her. And then I heard someone say, "She has the patience of a saint." She wasn't a nice thing, but patience as the patience of a saint. If you're patient, you could become the weight saint. Hey, from day one that we were born, the first thing to give a baby is sugar water. So before anything, even before mother's milk, you start loving sugar. Now let me show you where sugar comes from. Here's a piece of sugar cane. Well, it looks harmless, doesn't it? Did you ever see that commercial on television with the kids running around the sugarcane field? Isn't that happy? Well, it looks like so much fun. Did you know that to get the sugar cane has to go through so many processes that it ends up taking 3 feet of sugar cane to get 1 teaspoon of sugar. Hard to believe, isn't it? That it takes all the sugar cane to get a little teeny little sugar. To get to that little teeny bit of to get to that little teeny bit of sugar. So let's put out our sugar cards. You'll notice that sugar is right at the top. 3 teaspoons of sugar is 1 sugar card. So let's look at a few items that have a lot of sugar in them, okay? This is a can of cola. Like a can of Coca-Cola. Let me show you what it takes to make this can of cola as we like it. Get ready, I'm gonna count. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, where's the back? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There are 11 teaspoons of sugar in this can of cola. They add a little water and some flavoring. Now, if that's for just adding sugar cane, they'll have to put 33 feet of sugar cane into each can of cola. Hard to believe, huh? Now, here's a cute little teeny candy bar. Alright, take this wrapper for example. So this is a Hershey's milk chocolate bar. Alright, innocent, huh? Let me show you how many teaspoons of sugar are in this candy bar. It's in this candy bar. 1, 2, 3, kidding. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 whole teaspoons of sugar in this one little candy bar. That will be 3 sugar cars or 27 feet of sugar cane if you decide to chew on them instead, for they're not such a bad idea. Now, I know you were raised with sugar. Now, I know you've been raised with sugar and you're just the sweetest thing in the whole world. But you gotta watch what you're eating. So always try to choose something that has natural sugar in it. Too much refined sugar not only makes you heavy, it can also put your metabolism out of bounds, and you can get health problems like diabetes or hyperglycemia. The natural sugar found in sugar is a whole lot better for you. An apple doesn't send your blood sugar levels skyrocketing the way a candy bar can. Sorry. And you can who the more sugar you have, the more sugar you want. Now, why don't you look at the foods you've been choosing lately and check for hidden sugars? Are you still eating sugar-coated cereals? Or the ones they take those little teeny raisins, put sugar all over them? Are you still pouring on that syrup all over the pancakes? Just jamming that toast? If you are, you're just being that sweet tooth. You know, the food companies are finally hearing that we don't want so much sugar. There's more fat-free items coming out all the time. You should try them. The sugar-free jam is just as good as the kind of sugar. It really is. Then, of course, there are the sugar substitutes, and no doubt they are a lifesaver to you. But remember what this is all about. You're supposed to be changing the way you eat, not just exchanging one habit for another. So please limit the amount of artificial sweeteners or foods that have sweetener in them. When a sweet tooth starts acting up, give it something natural, like a juicy sweet piece of fruit to bite into. Now come on. Let's face it, you're sweet enough, you really are. And if you lay off the sugar, you'll feel and look a whole lot sweeter. See you tomorrow, sugar babe.